From man to king.
What's up, good people? From Man to King here, and today we're here to talk about this one small step I did to not only break out of my shell, but I want to say it changed my life. Or it was pretty much a big ingredient to the cure to my social anxiety. Now guys, my whole life I was always socially anxious. Try being a borderline obese weirdo in high school. Try being around a whole bunch of family members who would shame you every time they seen you. I had my issues, guys. I used to skip class in high school whenever there was an oral presentation because I couldn't handle it. I was self-conscious. I couldn't handle the attention. I suffered from self-doubt. I was way too harsh on myself. So bad that I didn't want to socialize because I'll be overthinking everything after. Ah shoot, I shouldn't have said that. Why did I say that? See, this is why I don't go out. Family members would come over the house and I would lock myself in my room. Text my mom, hey, are they gone yet? Didn't want to see nobody. Didn't want to talk to nobody. I was afraid. I was scared of being judged. Feeling like I'm under a microscope every time I left the house. So if you ever found yourself feeling very socially anxious, you're not alone. I've literally been there. Fellas, I cannot make a video about something I've never experienced. It would not feel right on my soul to just sit up here blurring out lies. Now, social anxiety isn't something I deal with now, as quite frankly, I really just don't give a fuck. I'm still introverted though. You can be introverted and not be socially anxious. I want to get y'all to understand the difference in that. But my introversion ain't changing. That's just who I am. People get their energy from external sources. I get mine from watching a horror movie on a Friday night. That's just how I roll. Now, I just said I don't have social anxiety now because I really just don't give a fuck. But that did not come overnight. I lost the weight. I felt confident. But I still wasn't there socially. My social skills were just not there. That's why I'm here to tell y'all confidence is a key to this game, everyone knows that, but it doesn't fully unlock the door. I had to learn that the hard way. I thought I lost that weight and like, oh shoot, I'm confident, I'm feeling good, girls are gonna approach me, all I gotta do is nod, I'm straight. It's still a lot more than that. Like, motherfucker, you still know you gotta talk, right? So I started thinking of dumb, simple ways I could interact with people without worrying about the outcome. So you're probably thinking, well, what the fuck did you do, you dumb fuck? Get to the point. I simply made it a goal to compliment someone every time I went out of the house. And I know you're probably thinking, well, what the fuck are you talking about? How is complimenting strangers going to fix some of my shit? It's simple, guys. A lot of this social anxiety is really just in your head. I just said earlier I was too harsh on myself. And looking back, it's sad how harsh I was on myself during those times. You think everyone is watching you. You think everyone is scoping you out. You think everyone is out to humiliate you. Man, nobody gives a fuck about your boring ass. In fact, a lot of people might want to talk, but no one starts anything. And that's one thing you'll notice. No one gives a fuck. No, like really, no one gives a shit. You're not that important. Everyone is focused on what they gotta do. Everyone has a life. Everyone has a family. And one thing you'll see is most people aren't judging you as harshly as you think. Now, if you go up and start spitting everywhere like the teacher in That's So Raven, that's one thing. But you'll realize how everyone is really just going about their day. One thing you're doing with the random complimenting is you're completely shifting your mindset. Giving someone a simple compliment not only forces you to interact with someone, but you're the one breaking the ice. But the key here, and I need y'all to remember this one, you're doing this without the pressure of doing something extraordinary. Fellas, every guy sees a bad chick and he stresses, oh shit, what do I say? What do I say? He thinks he needs to do something crazy to break the ice. Simplicity is key. And this is what this exercise is teaching you. You don't need to run up and do cartwheels. You're simply giving a bullshit compliment. You're also doing this and not worried about the outcome. You shouldn't give a shit about whether or not a conversation starts. It's simple and it doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't need to be a girl. You could see a dude and give him a compliment. I'm not saying compliment him on his ass, but you could give him a compliment on his cologne. Hey, I like your cologne. Now, if you go up, hey, I like your cologne, man, that motherfucker might call the police right then and there. Put some goddamn bass in your voice. Hey, I like your cologne, man, what is that? The lady at the supermarket has curly hair. Hey, I like your curls. If she says thank you, okay, cool. If she starts a conversation, okay, cool. That's it. One thing you'll realize is you're slowly breaking down the walls to your fears. Each time you do this, You're slowly desensitizing yourself to the fear of interacting with people. These small, harmless interactions help you realize that it's not as scary as you might have thought. You'll be like, man, all this shit really is in my head. And one thing I want you to know is the energy you put out into this world is what you get back. Y'all ever notice how when you enter a relationship with a chick and all of a sudden every girl and their grandmama wants you? That's because you're putting out the energy that you're not on the market, just the essence about you. You might walk or talk a certain way, and that's also the universe testing your loyalty. I really want y'all to get into the habit of spreading good energy into the world. I'm not saying you gotta put on a happy face like the Joker or some shit, going around smiling like the horror movie, but spread positive energy. Positive energy works like a boomerang. Eventually it will return to you. Now you complimenting a random stranger, what you're doing here is you're killing two birds with one stone. You're putting good energy out into the world while also forcing yourself in a low pressure interaction. Social anxiety is really just pressure. So how you start to break out of it is slowly put yourself in situations where the pressure isn't high at all. But remember, it's not about the outcome. That's the problem with a lot of people these days. Focus primarily on the outcome. It's not about that. When you start giving random ass compliments, you're programming yourself to not give a shit. Basically being carefree. Whether this person starts a convo or not, I don't give a shit. You're just giving someone a compliment. It's harmless. It forces you to speak. It forces an interaction. Even if it's 0.5 of a second, you're still doing something you've never done before. That's you stepping out of your comfort zone. And this is what you want. And one thing you'll see is a lot of people will be very receptive. Guys, we live in a shitty society. We all go through shit. We all work a lot. We're tired. A carton of eggs is $67. Sometimes hearing something positive is all someone needs. Guys, one thing you'll see is you'll be making a lot of people's days. Just giving someone a random compliment, you will see some of their faces light up, because people don't do it. Guys, I remember a lady rang me up at some store. It was probably the mall or something. Now mind you, this lady had to have been in her 50s, but she looked pretty good for her age. I'm talking like this woman must have broke 1,000 hearts back in the 70s. And I just told her, you know, you have a very nice smile, right? Fellas, the look on this woman's face I will never forget. It struck me as someone who hasn't heard a compliment in a long time. Now she could have found me attractive and maybe that helped, but that's not the point. Positive energy. That woman went home probably thinking about that compliment the whole night. Positive energy is contagious. I'm putting it out and I'm not expecting anything out of it. And what's funny is I've gotten a lot of numbers doing this. And it goes back to my previous point. By me not trying to get a number, sometimes I fall into getting it. Now me personally, I would never advise approaching a girl and opening with a compliment. I think it comes off way too cliche, like she knows you want to fuck, bro. You don't gotta compliment her first. But for this exercise, you can compliment her skirt, you can compliment her smile, you can compliment her outfit. Hey, that dress looks good on you. Oh, thank you. Have a good one. Now, approaching women is down the road. If you're someone who still struggles with social anxiety, you might not be there yet in terms of approaching. Where I'm trying to get some of y'all is just simply getting comfortable breaking the ice with absolutely anyone. What this is going to do over time is give you the confidence to approach the girl you really want. Now, some people might not even say anything. Some people are just assholes. Some people might not hear you because they don't think you're talking to them. Some people might think you're weird. My point is, who gives a flying fuck? That's not the point. The point is you're breaking out of your shell. This is about you. Now, some people might even strike up a conversation with you. Now, this is a chance for you to get better at your social skills. You'll start to enhance your nonverbal communication skills. Fellas, communication isn't just talking. Maybe you learn better eye contact this way. You'll start smiling a little more. You'll learn to look more approachable. You'll learn how to have a harmless, friendly conversation. One thing about social anxiety, it thrives when you isolate yourself. This is what it wants you to do. It doesn't want you to socialize. It doesn't want you to interact. You can't let that stupid son of a bitch win. When your social anxiety acts up, tell that motherfucker fuck you. That's what you say. It's on you to make the changes you need to make. But one thing I want y'all to understand is in life, some people will like you, some people won't. It's just that simple. You're not going to make everyone happy. Y'all need to stop giving a fuck. Social anxiety is crippling and it doesn't go away on its own. I urge all of y'all to start this complimenting exercise, and I can guarantee not only will you start to feel better about yourself, you'll start to feel free. But all in all guys, I hope you liked the video. Please like, subscribe, comment down below. Until next time.